everybody, I'm Taylor One Shot. You're watching Geeks With Issues.
Hey, true believers, welcome back to another exciting episode of Geeks With Issues 20XX, recorded here from the new Basement of Dreams at the Gateway Collaborative Studio. I don't even know where I work. Yes! Let's try that again. Hey, true... Hey, true believers, welcome back to another exciting episode of Geeks With Issues 20XX, brought to you from the new Basement of Dreams here at the Gateway Collaborative Media Studios in North Adams, Massachusetts. We have a very exciting episode for you this week, but before we begin, allow me to introduce to you your geeks. To my far right and your far left, the 8-bit adventurer himself, Sean.
Straight out of Founder's Point.
In the middle, on the Zordon screen, our Chief Technologist Ogre.
Hello.
And I, your friendly neighborhood Geekmaster, am Tuck. We're going to dive right in with a story, excitingly, more or less ripped from the news pages. The news pages. Do they even have pages anymore? I guess they do.
Yes.
You work somewhere where
Yes.
they have pages.
There is physical media still exists.
Well, that was a lead-in that I didn't intend.
For now, I suppose. Yeah. So, I guess we'll get right into it. So it was recently announced Sony's not going to be doing physical media for PlayStations anymore. No more discs. They've kind of already gone that way of making the disc drive optional. Of course, this is a very controversial move among the gaming community. But what I was more interested in was if you guys had any examples of companies that are still pushing physical media or doing a good job of like addressing this this pushback against the move toward digital.
So I have a mixed opinion on this because I think it's less about the physical media itself and more about the concept of licensing media versus owning media.
Yes.
Because if you've got the physical media, until they eventually break the device that you played the physical media on, because that will eventually happen, you can continue to play the media as you want.
Yes.
Whereas digital media as it's built now, for the most part, is licensed media. So at any point in time, they can go, yeah, no, you don't own that anymore. Mm-hmm. Which is fantastic because they can go, yes, there's a brand new version that we would like you to purchase, and you don't own the old one.
Yeah. Which if you hadn't already downloaded it onto some sort of physical storage solution,
right,
chances are you're out of luck.
Right.
Yeah. And there's other pieces to it too. Like I know Sony in the EU took away people's licensure of specific titles, like over 100 titles within the past month or two, and then they're supposed to do hundreds more in September of this year. That's supposed to be that like stuff that people spent money to own the license to watch it until they die, but they've taken those away. Like that's literally the biggest worry. Most people taking away physical media, most people will find. Yeah.
My personal read on it is physical media is a great thing because it allows you to possess the media. As people move towards digital, you can take that physical media, digitize it, and put it in a space that you own.
Yep.
I do not have a lot of physical media anymore, but I do have a Plex server.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of what I would have had as physical media is now stored digitally, but not licensed.
Yeah.
If people don't like the idea of licensing and they're focused on games specifically, GOG, Good Old Games, has a wide array of both classic games and very modern unclassic games that you can purchase, and they're DRM free, and you download it and it's yours, and it doesn't get held on to a server ad nauseum. And then you're sort of playing games with who you want to take a license from. For example, Steam also does the license thing, but they've sort of soft committed that if ever they stopped existing as a company, which is hysterical, that they would make it so that the things that you licensed would be accessible afterwards. And as a company, it seems like they would engage in those ethics. Whereas Sony and Microsoft, who is also taking the step to eliminate physical media, have a track record of not being so reliable in that area.
Yeah. I brought up because Nintendo seems to be, unsurprisingly, bucking the trend by
Hell yes.
doing the game key cards, which are sort of, it's not quite code in a box because the key is like on the cartridge, and that you then use that key to download it like you would a code in a box.
Right.
But then like when you're done, you can put it back and then transfer the cartridge to somebody else or resell it or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Once
Go
again,
Nintendo.
go Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, they've actually had a number of wins in the game market that like bucked other trends as well. So.
Well, and I will say, before we wrap this one up, two things that I've seen that have been hysterical is a bunch of companies like razzing on Sony for getting rid of digital media. Everyone from GameFly, who depends on physical media, to like Domino's.
Yeah. Like the pizza company.
The pizza company.
And also remember, this is Sony, the people who pretty much razzed Microsoft for doing the same thing. How many years ago? Like 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
They literally put out a whole media campaign of just people handing games to other people. And this is how we share games and stuff. So like, it's just full circle a little bit there. It's fun.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to jump from protecting your media to protecting yourself from boredom with a topic from Ogre.
Yeah. So real easy. What is your go-to book, game, film, show, whatever, when nothing new or current is catching your interest here? Because there's a lot of stuff coming out all the time, but I find myself in spans of time when I just don't care about the new stuff coming out now, because
I play World of Warcraft. I don't have this.
That's
concept.
perfect.
This concept is unknown to me at this point. I always have something going on in between, like big game releases. So, yeah.
Nice. That's a good safeguard. Like World of Warcraft is brilliant. Brilliant.
Whereas I'm a genre hopper, like there are a bunch of different like media brands that I'm very fond of and very attached to that I will just like completely ignore and then all of a sudden devour for a couple weeks to a couple months. So, for example, at the moment, I'm on a Warhammer 40K kick, so I'm painting my minis and I'm listening to my audiobooks. and I'm reading my PDFs. I'm expecting right around my birthday because that's when the new season of Strange New Worlds drops. I'll get on a Star Trek kick. So I don't have that same like go-to thing because I sort of ignore the stuff that I'm not interested in and allow it to cash up. Like when I get interested in Star Wars again, there's going to be a big pile to chew through.
And actually, I should re-clarify. So it's more that like it's continuously this mix of like World of Warcraft, Lorcana, and Dungeons and Dragons.
That's fair.
And then it's when new stuff comes out, it just gets slotted into there. It just gets jammed into that space for a while until that runs out, and then it's just back to the normal grind.
Like that comic of the guy removing sleep from the pile of.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Nice.
How about you?
I have a big collection of books, so I just go and pull things off the shelf until I find a book that catches my interest and keep going. There are two franchises that I usually go back to if nothing catches my eye. It's either Ghost in the Shell, specifically the manga. And oddly enough, to go on to the other side of the spectrum, I'll throw in my DVD collection of West Wing and just kind of listen to it in the background while I'm going through it because the dialogue in that series is just next level. It's so good.
Well, and there's something to be said about. I think I don't do it as much anymore because I've got small people in the house and the small people are loud and it's difficult to focus on something. But I used to just cycle through the original series of Star Trek movies and just play those as my comfort sounds in the background. Not because the dialogue is next level, because by heavens, Star Trek V is a thing, but because it's comforting and you.
Yeah. Another thing I do sometimes is I have a massive DVD collection that I've accrued over years, and whenever I run into I don't want to stream anything, like there's nothing on or anything, sometimes I'll just pop the lid and just grab a disc of whatever season of whatever series that I have, and it's just like, oh, this isn't available anywhere. Like I watched what was the TV show I watched? It was Dark Angel, which is not available anywhere across the streaming spectrum out there. It's just completely gone. To be in a completely different country to get it on Prime Video there, but I was just like, oh look, and watched it. Brilliant, excellent.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, last one ran over a little bit. We're coming to the line on this one. Journey from the Basement. We're going super local and taking a geeky look at the Clark Art Museum in Williamstown, Massachusetts, and getting a feel for the geek experiences that Trevor found both inside and on their grounds during that particularly hot bit that we had a couple weeks ago. Let's take a look.
Whenever someone says, let's go to an art museum, I know exactly what most people picture. Quiet rooms, old paintings, and lots of standing around trying to look smarter than you feel. And I'll admit, I kind of expected that too. But here's the thing. Geeks love stories. Whether it's comics, movies, video games, tabletop RPGs, or anime, we're always looking for worlds to get lost in. So today we're at the Clark Art Institute in Williamstown to find out if an art museum has anything to offer the geek crowd. Spoiler alert, I think it does. The Clark is one of those places that's easy to overlook until you actually visit it. Beautiful architecture, peaceful walking trails, and galleries packed with artwork from around the world. What surprised me most is that the experience starts long before you walk through the front doors. The grounds are just as much a part of the museum as the galleries, and sometimes become the gallery itself. I love places that reward curiosity. As we wandered the trails, every turn revealed something new. A sculpture tucked between the trees, a wide open view, a quiet spot that makes you stop for a minute. Some pieces look futuristic, others feel ancient. A couple honestly look like they escaped from a fantasy game and were waiting to hand out a side quest. Or absolutely destroy your party, one or the other. You just explore, discover, and let your imagination fill in the blanks. Honestly, that's a pretty geeky way to experience art. Walking through the galleries, one thing became obvious. Artists have been creating unforgettable characters and worlds for centuries. Look at the clothing, the expressions, the landscapes, the tiny details hidden in the background. Today we'd call it character design, concept art, or world building. Back then it was simply incredible storytelling with a paintbrush. Some of these landscapes look like they're waiting for your dungeon master to say, roll for initiative. And some of the dramatic paintings have the same energy as a blockbuster movie poster or the splash page of a comic book. The more you look, the more you notice, and great artists have always rewarded curiosity. One exhibit really drove that home for me. It's a collection built over decades by one passionate collector who spent a lifetime searching for artwork that inspired him before sharing it with everyone else. That feels pretty familiar. Whether it's paintings, comics, trading cards, action figures, or retro games, collecting is about more than owning things. It's about preserving something you love, learning its story, and sharing that excitement with other people. I think every geek can appreciate that. I think that's my biggest takeaway from today. Being a geek isn't about whether your hobby is comics, games, movies, or art. It's about being curious. It's about appreciating creativity. It's about asking, how did they make that? And what story is this trying to tell? Turns out, those questions work just as well in an art museum as they do at Comic-Con. So if you're looking for a place that's relaxing, inspiring, and maybe a little geekier than you'd expect, I definitely recommend checking out the Clark Art Institute. You might come for the paintings, but you'll probably leave with some inspiration of your own. I'm Trevor, and this has been Journey from the Basement. We'll see you next time, true believers.
All right, geeks, favorite museums. Do you have one? And if you don't have one, what is on your museum bucket list?
I think of the ones that I've been to, the one that really kind of stuck with me the most was like the Field Museum in Chicago. Because I went there during spring break in college. And they have a really good like natural history exhibit with a lot of like, like fossil replicas, including Sioux, which is like the big one. It's hard to top like probably the most famous tyrannosaur skeleton in the country, if not in the world.
Right.
So I think that kind of takes the cake for me.
Okay.
Reminded of one of my favorite shows that came around. It was at the Norman Rockwell Museum I forget exactly where it is, like Springfield or something. But they had the James Gurney show was up, and it had all of his art, his oil paintings from the Dinotopia series up, everything from his tiny little, just character motifs all the way to the big, huge, sweeping vistas that he had in the story. It was absolutely gorgeous. Plus, it was at the Norman Rockwell Museum, so outstanding art anyways. That was my favorite I've been to.
I am going to go, and I know everyone's going to be shocked a little bit off script as far as what classifies as a museum. In Ticonderoga, New York, there is a pilgrimage site, I'd almost call it. The Star Trek studio experience, created by a group of geeks who got the original plans for the Desilu studio. So it's not as if you're walking into the set of the original series Enterprise. It's as if you're walking into the set at Desilu Studios.
Yeah.
Which is almost more special.
Yeah.
Like all of the set pieces are replicated precisely using the same materials that they had in the 60s.
Yeah.
It is quite unlike anything that you've seen. The one place where they really mess with that is on the bridge. They put LED screens in so that...
Oh, yeah.
But sitting down in the captain's chair and getting an LED view screen is just a showstopper.
Yeah.
So speaking of showstoppers, this is one that I borrowed from Sean because he was the one that broke this little piece of news.
Yep.
So Ghostfire Games and D&D Beyond are releasing a brand new Vampire the Masquerade module. Specifically, it is based around Dark Ages Vampire the Masquerade. The I'm trying to remember how they make the clans work. Is it backgrounds or
so first clarification? This is Vampire the Masquerade
D&D?
for Dungeons and Dragons.
Right, exactly.
Mass hysteria, cats and dogs living together. It's it caught me completely by surprise.
Yeah.
Because there's been no mention of it until the announcement. So how this works is there's going to be a vampire class.
Okay,
It's
it's a
not the
class.
first time there's been a vampire class for D&D. 4th edition had one.
Right.
That was pretty mechanically interesting. So you're going to have a base vampire class, and then each of the 6 clans that are part of the masquerade.
Yeah, that are part of the Camarilla.
Or part of the Camarilla, yeah. Are going to be subclasses of that vampire class. Now, whether they tie each one to an ability score, I don't know. Seems like they might, because
That makes sense.
weird meshing together that shouldn't work, but yeah. So you've got your Bruja, you've got your Gangrel, you've got your Toreador, you've got your Ventru, your Nosferatu, and there's one more. I don't know what the other one is. Because the only ones that are coming to mind are all like the ones that are definitely not part of the Camarilla.
I'm going to point out that I'm making the I'm waiting face, but I also forgot. So bad on both of us.
I don't think it's Malkavian.
No, it would have to be Malkavian.
Oh, it must be Malkavian.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
Okay. Because all that was coming to mind was like Zamish.
Oh,
or Sabat, and I'm like,
no,
it's definitely not one of those.
No, not one of them. Not La Sombra. Dark Ages is weird because it's sort of pre-Tremere, depending on where you are in the story. Because the Tremere come later.
Yeah, I don't think Tremere was part of it.
Yeah. All right,
I mean,
so
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, not important.
so if you don't know about Vampire the Masquerade, your eyes just glazed over as we did all of this. The important question I want to ask with 2 minutes left is, what is your they got vampire in my D&D, they got chocolate in my peanut butter, unexpected nerd geek combination that either you have been excited about in the past or you would love to see occur in the future?
I'll throw one out.
Yeah.
I would love to see D&D and Tales of the Vagabond come together. It's Animaniacs adventuring through Ravenloft.
The correct answer. That's fair. I didn't expect there to be a correct answer here, but
No.
that was it.
Thank you.
No, that's right. Oh, jeez. I think. I want to see. And the problem is, I don't know what you would mash it up with. But I would love for there to be, I don't know if it would be like a D&D spinoff, or if it would be something based on like another, maybe like Daggerheart or something, but for like Stardew Valley.
Cozy D&D.
Yeah. But I feel like D&D, you could work it with, because like there is combat in Stardew Valley,
Right.
but like you could match each of the ability scores to each of like the professions.
Yeah.
Which I've thought about this for doing my own game project, of like strength goes to like mining, dexterity goes to like fishing. Bad example, but it was like wisdom goes to farming, constitution goes to foraging, kind of a thing.
Nice.
And then you can build out classes based on that, of like farmer, forager, and then subclasses could be within that of like, under fishing you could have like angler or pirate, or have like pirate or lobstermen. Where you just throw lobster traps everywhere. But yeah, that would be my thing. Of like that would be great.
Nice.
Sticking with the D&D theme, the thing that I would love to see, knowing darn well they would never do it because there would be too many grognards who would be really frustrated about it, but do a proper Magic the Gathering inspired Magic system overlay. I know fans have done similar things, but I would love to see the Magic side of the house and the D&D side of the house get together and come up with a way to make Magic style spell casting work in D&D.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it, but I'm not a professional game designer, so
Yeah, it would have to tie into locations
probably.
somehow, because that's in lore. It's planeswalkers and people who utilize magic are drawing mana from, like, they have to concentrate on places that they've been or places that have the connections to,
Right.
and pull mana from them and like visualize it. So yeah, I don't know. It just sounds like more complicated spell points.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're done.
We're done.
We solved it.
And having solved everything, we've solved this episode of Geeks with Issues 20XX. We'd like to thank you for watching this episode. We want to recommend you check out our website, geekswithissues.net. You look for us online, wherever fine videos are located. Just search for Geeks with Issues TV. And check out our sister programming with Truly Independent Wrestling, produced by our very own director, Trevor. It's fantastic if you are a wrestling fan. So until next time, this has been
Sean.
Ogre.
and Tuck, reminding you to geek on, geek out, and geek anywhere. Just clean up after yourself. We'll see you next time on Geeks with Issues 20XX. Goodbye, everybody.
You gotta blow on it. You gotta blow on it. I used to think anything was possible. I thought that I could be a king or Caesar. But I don't need all of that gold or silver. That's how I know that I'm a true believer. Some people wanna climb the corporate ladder, TPS reports, politics and schemes. Thanks to my chainsaw, my cubicle is firewood. Now I'm living in a basement of dreams.